to the battle. Put our armor on, draw our swords. Let's run to the battle. Shout loud and glorify the Lord. Let's run to the battle. Put our armor on, draw our swords. Let's run to the battle. Shout loud and glorify the Lord. Come on, run. Let's run. Let's run. Run.
After learning in the last lesson, we know we are born again, not by anything we've done, but by God's grace and kindness towards us. So we have been born again, but it's pretty obvious we are still incredibly flawed. Romans 12:2 acknowledges this. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. We see there is a resisting of this world, and simultaneously there is a transformation happening. It makes me think of my experiences with backpacking. I found that every time I have ever gone backpacking, that I'm incredibly excited when I begin at the base of the trail. That always lasts for about half a mile. Then my legs start burning, and I begin to wonder, why did I pack that heavy sleeping pad? And I begin to see all of the unnecessary weight I have. Then I begin to shed weight. And there is a constant struggle going on in my body and my mind. And the closer I get to the top, the more obvious that struggle is. It feels as if I will never get there. But as soon as I get to the top and I see the view, I forget about all the suffering I went through, and I'm in awe. Romans 8:28-30 says, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. For those God foreknew, He also predestined to be conformed to the image of His Son, that He might be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. And those He predestined, He also called. And those He called, He also justified. And those He justified, He also glorified. Let's look at two key words in these verses. All. Everything in your life, God will work for your good. But what is your good? It's His purpose for your life. Your purpose in life is to become Christ-like. We see it in this verse that your purpose was to be conformed to the image of His Son so that you could share in His glory. But there is a condition. There is a reality that God is inviting you into, His glory, but under one condition. Romans 8:17 says, and if we are children, we are also heirs, heirs of God and co-heirs with Christ, if indeed we suffer with Him, so that we may also be glorified with Him. And some may read this like myself and be discouraged because we never want to hear we're going to suffer. But what great athlete becomes great without training themselves extremely hard? No, they put their bodies through intense suffering because they have a goal in mind. And we have a goal as Christians that make every other achievement under heaven and earth look like trash. Suffer with Christ gladly, knowing that you have an inheritance waiting on you. Paul understood this. In Romans chapter 8, verse 18, he says, for I consider that the present sufferings of this world cannot even be compared to the future glory that will be revealed to us. So I want to leave you with a challenge. Shift your mind and your hearts right now to trust God's plan and purpose in your life, which wholly and fully revolves around Jesus Christ. You are going to face many days where you don't feel like spending time with God or sharing His gospel that has the power to save or to spend long amounts of time with Him in prayer. I challenge you, in spite of the difficulty, to do all of these things. Don't be tripped up by it, but be empowered through your struggle by keeping your eyes on the goal, Jesus Christ.
Run, run to the battle. Put your armor on, draw your sword. Let's run, run to the battle.